Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson is Filling and Wrapping 1.1. Lesson 1.1 is called Making Cubic Boxes. It seems like a very simple lesson, but again, it's introductory, and a lot of the lesson is really just taking your notes and getting familiar with some of the terms we're using. The lesson takes place on pages 5 and 6, A through B. The ACE problems are 1 through 5, 15 through 18, and 32. Your learning target is that I understand measures of volume and surface area. Let's get started with our notes. Okay, it's kind of important that you get these notes down because these are the terms we're going to be using pretty much throughout the book. And the sooner you understand what these terms are and have them written down and have them as a reference, the easier your life will be. Okay, first starting off is a cube. A cube is a three-dimensional shape made from 6 identical squares. Oh my gosh, I am just screwing up everything. Okay, 6 identical squares. And that's, like a dice or an ice cube or a box. Anything that you can, it's the same from every angle. A cubic unit is a cube where each side is 1 unit. An example is a cubic inch, or a cubic centimeter, or a cubic foot. Basically, it is a cube where every single side is the same length. And not just the same length, but it is a single unit length. Okay, it is 1 inch. It is not 2 inches. It is not 5 inches. It is not 3 inches. It is just 1 inch. Wide, 1 inch tall, 1 inch deep. And in fact, I might even draw myself a little cubie here and remind myself with this little cubie that each side is 1 inch wide, 1 inch tall, 1 inch deep. And then finally, a net. And a net is when you take a 3D shape and all of its sides are folded flat to make it two-dimensional. So imagine you take a box and you flatten it out. You take this cube and you pop it open, you cut its sides apart, and you make a net. Okay? And a net is just the box folded flat. And we fold it flat so that we can understand all of the shapes that are used to build it. And to also measure them very easily. And there are some nets that work and some nets that don't. There are several nets that will make a really good cube, but you can't just slap 6 squares together anywhere and make a working net. And then finally, these need to go in your notes big time. The terms that you need to put down are surface area and volume. And surface area is the area of each side of a 3D shape added together. Okay? If you take the areas of the top, the bottom, the sides, and add them all together, that gives you the surface area, the area of the entire surface of the shape. And some examples would be, how much paper would it take to wrap the box? How many square inches would it take to wrap the box? How much paint would you need to paint it? How much paper would you need to build that box? And these are all measured in square units. Okay? Square units. Flat. Two-dimensional. Both of these are important facts to put down there. And then the next one is volume. And volume is how many cubes will fit inside your 3D shape. So if you take a 3D shape, if you take a box and you filled it with 1 inch cubes, how many 1 inch cubes could we pack in there? If I am buying myself a new car, how many cubic inches of space are in the trunk? If I'm buying a new refrigerator, how many cubic feet are in the refrigerator? All of these are important things to understand. It's a three-dimensional way of measuring. So it's three-dimensional, and it is measured in cubic units, not square units. And some examples of cubic units are liters, cubic centimeters, cubic inches, cubic feet, and cubic yards. Okay? And that pretty much covers up the notes for today. Your work takes place on pages 5 and 6, A through B. The ACE problems are 1 through 5, 15 through 18, and 32. Have fun.